The language quickly turns to, okay, if that's where we are, what does it look like in terms of the recovery from here? And to talk about recovery and the implications for investment capital markets, I've mapped here some data from McKinsey, which shows the size of the policy stimulus in a global financial crisis 10 years back. And you've got Germany, Japan, France, UK, so a nice raft of countries. And the solid black column is what was done in global financial crisis. This taller column, which absolutely towers over global financial crisis stimulus, is what policymakers have done in response to COVID-19. And this absolutely towers over the global financial crisis response. So that leads us to suspect that this is going to help the speed and the extent of recovery, making the obvious points that in global financial crisis, it really was the United States that did all the lifting. In COVID-19, everyone is lifting together, so it is global. The second is coordinated. It's not the United States followed by Europe, followed by Japan. It's everyone moving together. So you've got global coordinated policy that is elevated, and then it is monetary and fiscal policy. So it's government spending, tax relief, wage relief, wage support, employment support, and balance sheet support in the form of interest rate cuts. And South Africa has participated in that. So then if recovery is on its way, what is the shape likely to be? The left-hand side is the foot traffic measured in hyperop malls in South Africa. And this is the sharp decline in foot traffic, minus 70% year on year, foot traffic into the listed property companies' footfall. And there is recovery. But if anyone attending this webinar has been shopping recently, my suspicion is that even if you have been shopping, you haven't been spending in the same fashion as recently. So although there's recovery in foot traffic, the recovery in spend is unlikely to be as significant. On the right-hand side, this is spending in large cities in China, and you can see that 2020, this is not V. A V would be a bounce up. It would be, instead it looks more sort of L-shaped or maybe U-shaped if we want to be a little bit more artistic. This also is not a V. This is more of an L or a gentle U. And this is the recovery in air traffic in China. The top line is total air traffic. The bottom line is international air traffic. So China is moving people around internally, but still no external traffic. So this gives a sense then, if China was first in and China is first out, this is helpful in knowing what we can anticipate the recovery looks like. And it's not V-shaped economic recovery, which is somewhat confusing then, because the way markets have responded is that everything's okay. There's nothing to see here, folks. Move on. A friend of mine who runs an investment firm in London, Dion Ghoos, puts a quirky tweet up the other day, and he says, it's obviously a sort of a tongue-in-cheek. He says, "Hi everyone, I've been asleep. I've been offline for the last 6 months. The last time I was online was in January. I'm back now. I see the market is where it started the year. Has anything interesting happened?" And that's the market response to this, is let's move on. There's nothing to see here. And so the market response, represented by the S&P 500 here, has been V-shaped, that we are now into territory ahead of COVID-19. NASDAQ has gone into record territory. The JSE has recovered most of its losses. And this is an attribute that is shared globally.